Fuck it. Like, this is the most professional
we'll try again next
podcast
week.
in the
We'll try
world,
again next week.
right?
We'll do it live. We'll do it live, damn it.
If you fade out during the podcast, you fade out during the podcast. It's not like anybody listens to us anyway.
Fair.
Also, we have 3 warnings, according to what is this? Wrong encoder settings. We have the wrong keyframe intervals.
Weird.
Apparently, we're set to 8. It should be set to 2.
Okay.
Sounds cool.
Fix it, damn it.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Hashtag let's broadcast us having technical issues this week.
Well, fuck it. It seems to be working.
Yeah. Does that mean that we're ready?
Oh yeah, we're on the air.
I mean, like we're all ready for the show tonight. Yes, all of you. I suppose you should hit the music then. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smark Snark podcast, episode 322. My name is Gunnar, and over there is Mega BR.
Trying to be, anyway.
Yeah, as you might have, if you've tuned into the pre-show, we've been trying to fix Mr. Omega's fading problem. It seems he seems to be having.
Would you say he doesn't feel good, Mr. Stark?
I'd snap my fingers to that one. Speaking of someone who would be snapped away by Thanos, it's our wonderful technical producer, Mr. Yankum DDS.
It's only half broken this week.
We'll try to fix it next time, I'm sure. Also joining us this week, you know who it is. It's Netchester.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? And things are only half broken on this podcast. Meanwhile, in Arizona, who is being deep fried, things are all broken. God, what a game.
Yeah, it's kind of gross down there. Also joining us this week is Save Us Dog.
No.
What's wrong, dog?
No, that's all I got. It's just no.
Okay, fair.
I'm turning on this podcast just like Big Show turned on everyone again. I'm the bad guy now.
We should rename the thing, whatchamacallit, in the middle of a table that spins, the Lazy Big Show, because it just turns infinitely.
That's not bad.
I think it's amazing that they were able to celebrate the 1000th episode of SmackDown with his 1000th turn. It's poetic.
It was funny. I liked it.
I laughed my ass off. Not the last time I laughed my ass off at that 1000th episode. Not for the good reasons, though.
No, for none of the good reasons. All right, let's do it, guys. We're going to get political here.
Great.
While senators on both sides of the political spectrum have encouraged WWE to back out of Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel, following the apparent link of the death of the Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi in Turkey at the Saudi Arabian consulate, WWE is reportedly bound and determined to hold the show out of fear their deal with the country would suffer otherwise. The company apparently stands to lose $2 to $3 million in operating income for the quarter if they back out. So what do you guys think?
I heard much more than that, 2 or 3. I was hearing something around 16.
It wouldn't surprise
16 to 20, yeah.
Because if it was just $2 to $3 million, I don't think Vince would care as much about it. But it's not only the money for this show, but it's the future shows that they want to pay stupid amounts of money for.
Right, exactly. And it's other stuff that they want to do, and it's like it's a huge, complicated mess, honestly. And I don't understand why WWE would even consider doing it, considering the political ramifications. But you know, there's a WWE Hall of Famer in the office right now, so not much surprises me these days.
Well, and Linda is part of his cabinet.
Exactly. So there's a lot of vested interest to make this look normal. And from the way that the news is playing out as of the recording of this podcast, it's looking like someone's going to take the fall for it. And they're going to say, we had no idea. That sort of thing.
That sort of BS, yeah.
I don't really know what direction they're going to go with it. If they were intelligent, they could have spinned it in a way to make it seem like, oh, this is a extending the olive branch first and trying to do things the diplomatic way or whatever. But they're not even trying to do that. They're just trying to say, hey, here's this event, Crown Jewel. It's really cool. We got lots of superstars on it. Got a fucking whole bunch of cool matches, like DX is coming back, and then Undertaker's gonna be wrestling, and I think isn't that AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan? Fuck. They're wasting that match on that shit. That is just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be Mania caliber right there.
Because you know that they were not asking for that. Like they want the old. Clearly, they want the stars from like the Attitude Era and shit. They don't care about any of the new talent. So why waste their first encounter over at that show other than this need to make it like a big show that it's really not? It's the circular reasoning and all of it just pisses me off. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike. I'm ranting.
Well, it's kind of like the thing about the news cycle is only things that go viral are really cared about. What I mean by that is, people get shot every day, people get kidnapped, etc. But only the ones that really gain traction are the ones that people care about. And the mainstream media hasn't.
Repeat that again. The only ones that gain traction
are the ones that go viral, and those are the ones that people care about. So the mainstream media hasn't really picked up on this, so it's not really a big deal. They're not feeling the pressure.
Right. Really what this turns into, the rumor is that if the State Department told them not to go, what would happen is that they would have the pay-per-view emanate from Sheffield, England, where they'll be where there will be the next night for Raw.
God, Saudi Arabia to fucking England. How would you love that that travel itinerary? Jesus.
It would be terrible. But no, that's what they were suggesting. Is it dumb for them to go? Kinda. Are there people out there who are supporting their decision to go? Yes. Should they go? Probs not.
Probs not, brah. No, they definitely should not. They should not. But another issue with all of this is all of the sudden now the crimes of the government of Saudi Arabia are a big deal. Where the fuck has this been for the last decades?
Yeah, if we're gonna get political,
like if we're gonna cross that borderline, we might as well go there. Don't get me wrong, it's fucked up, but it's probably not the worst thing their government has ever done, even in like the past few years. And it's just the problem was that it hit And it was, and just like Omega said, it had whatever that magic formula is to go viral, and now everybody knows about it. And I don't know I've seen WWE in more mainstream press than I've seen them in, God, it's probably been since Benoit.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and as much as it's, see, the problem is I know Vince McMahon's philosophy. Any publicity is good publicity.
Exactly.
He's from my old school style. And he thinks this is great because everybody's talking about WWE, whether they go or not, everyone's going to be talking about what they did. It's, it's just dirty, dude. It's carny, just the grand carnival of world politics. Kind of fit WWE's carny bullshit.
All right, let's move on to
Speaking of bullshit.
Austin Aries is
just a little pile of bullshit, though.
Yeah,
like the one you put in a bag and then light on fire in front of someone's doorstep.
Well, doesn't that just pretty much wrap up into a nice little package with a nice little bow Austin Aries' career right about now?
Little package is the key word there. Austin Aries is reportedly done with Impact following the Bound for Glory main event, which saw him lose the Impact World title to Johnny Impact. The feud had become controversially heated, with Johnny mocking Aries' height and Aries biting back at his wife Taya Valkyrie, calling her husky. Bound for Glory drew of 900 fans at the Melrose Ballroom in Long Island, New York. Well, congratulations.
Well, that's good that they had a sellout, but 900 fans. Oy.
And we'll talk about this on the pay-per-view thing, but it was not an impressive look all around. Ring was really tiny.
It looked like I only saw a couple of those matches, and the ring looked just so fucking small. Yeah,
it looked like, not to shit on them, but it's the truth. It looked like a British independent promotion. They're in like this bar. You got some people hanging from the rafters. This is
my god,
fucking ring. It
totally looked like Rev Pro, didn't it?
There's some random company I've never heard of that's clearly sponsoring the whole thing. I don't know how they got conned into spending money for that, but especially because I don't even remember who they are.
The Austin Aries thing. What the fuck?
Well, I found it so funny that people were asking, like, or on Twitter they were going like, oh, he's fucking yelling at some fans or whatever. It's just like, it was really clear to me because they showed shots of the commentary team. He was yelling right at them and probably Don Callis, because if you know anything about TNA, Don is one of the guys running it now.
Yep.
And I don't know what happened. I don't get it. I don't think it's a work. I think it was 100% a shoot.
I think it's a shoot that's going to get turned into a work.
I don't think they're going to keep him. Why would you want him? He's cancerous to a locker room. I think that's been made patently obvious at this point. You know what I mean?
Well, he's a hell of a worker, and I like his performances, and I like his promos, but damn, the man cannot make friends to save his life, can he?
Basically. He kind of shoots himself in the foot to a certain extent, but it's like understandable, I thought it's just unprofessional. I mean, really, that's what it turns into. And you shouldn't act like that. Either way, whoever was wrong in that instance, you shouldn't act like that. Stop it.
Also, what a fucking mark. You lose the TNA world title in 2018 and you give it shit. It's not like he wasn't this mad when he lost the title, when he came off of that fucking amazing match with Bobby Roode and won it out of nowhere and was one of the hottest things in wrestling, like the entire wrestling world. They lost to Jeff Hardy in 2 months. He didn't give a shit then. But now, after like a 7-month reign, you're pissy because you lost it to...
I don't think he's pissy because he lost it. I think there's other shit going on here.
So. Well, yeah, he's the midget.
You'll hear the stories later.
He won't unless you talk down, like way down.
Jesus Christ.
Listed height 5'9", actual height 5'2", emotional height like probably about 2'6".
You know, that last one just kind of fell short. Moving on.
Oh yeah, see, we're in Hornswoggle territory now.
Low hanging fruit, bro. Low hanging fruit. A joint show with New Japan.
Well, of course, that's the only one that Aries can get.
Right. All Japan, Wrestle One, Big Japan, and Pro Wrestling Noah will take place February 19th at Sumo Hall. The 1000th OVW show featured Abyss pinning Justin Smooth in a tournament final for the vacant OVW title. Chris Jericho Hunting Monsters premieres on October 23rd on the Travel Channel, which I will be watching. Grado will host a car-themed challenge game show called Test Drive on BBC Scotland, which I will also be watching. And Tian Bing, the Chinese superstar, has been released from NXT.
Well, during the Cruiserweight tournament, wasn't there that one guy who was brought in from China who started his first Chinese wrestling promotion?
That was the guy, I believe.
Oh, that was the guy himself. Oh, okay.
I think that was the guy.
Yeah, I believe that was him. So, I mean, it's too bad for him, but to some degree, I'm sure he kind of knew that this was going to end up being his path, and it's also kind of better in general because I can't remember the name of the promotion, but the promotion that he kind of started and founded has really taken off and become a thing. It's sort of like it's not a thing here, but it's they get good publicity and it's decent attendance in China. It's a massively untapped market, and I think he can do a lot of good there.
And I hope he still owns a percentage of that too.
You might.
I would assume, and I don't think this was like a bad breakup. I don't think he left on bad terms. This wasn't an Austin Aries situation because he still wants to see his students because he's teaching them too. Get a chance to make it in WWE, and then everybody knows about this dude. Oh, where did he come from? He came from this place. I think it's Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, OWE. I can't remember. They've had a show on Twitch or something. I don't fucking know. But don't be shocked in about a year and a half if you start seeing their shows pop up, which would be awesome. Also, speaking of 1,000 shows, OVW, it is very impressive in this modern era, like post 2001. I don't know. It's just impressive how long they've been around in general.
Right.
That's it. That's all I got to say about
that. Kudos to them for having 1,000 shows. All right, so let's get into the 15-minute time limit. So this week we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, whatchamacallit, whatever the TNA pay-per-view was, the Impact pay-per-view. Glory. Does anyone have the results from that up at all?
I watched 2 matches, so no.
Fair. I'll be perfectly blunt with you, man. I've been watching the Super Juniors tag tournament on NJPW more than I have been watching TNA.
I watched a good chunk of it. I did not watch most of the main event until the end because the end of it caught the corner of my eye, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Right.
We already talked a little bit about it. It looked tiny. Everything about it looked tiny. The ring, especially, it was noticeably small. Like you could tell during some of the tag matches, these guys had much bigger spots planned out, and they just did not have the space for that shit. And the same thing goes to outside the ring as well. Those guardrails were almost like right up against the ring. It looked,
and they were pressed against the people.
Yeah, for sure. It looked like again, it looked like a British indie show where they don't even go outside the ring. They just have them sitting all the way up to the side of the ring.
So I'm going to go through a couple of these, and I just want to mention a few. Rich Swann and Willie Mack defeated Matt Sydal and Ethan Page. This was good. I enjoyed it. It was a good opener.
Solid little match. Too bad Willie Mack is not actually part of the roster. He's part of the agreement with Lucha Underground. But this is a damn good match. It's cool to see all ego Ethan Page getting TV time, I guess, technically.
I guess.
I'm going to have to watch this now just for Swanee. How did Swanee do? Did he do pretty good?
He did all right.
It's fine.
Eli Drake defeated James Ellsworth. Why?
This was an open challenge from Eli Drake, and it was answered by James Ellsworth. Why is because people fucking love James Ellsworth, and the whole crowd loved it. And it was a good
hell
moment.
yeah.
That's fair. It's just,
Eli Drake is just like a modern day discount version of The Rock from the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the ones I saw was the Ellsworth thing, and I was just like, why? Like, is there anybody they will not fucking take from WWE?
See, I don't have an issue with Ellsworth because this was not treated as Ellsworth is coming in to be a big star in TNA. This was treated as Ellsworth showed up because he thinks he's hot shit, and Eli Drake kicked his fucking ass. It was fine.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. And then there was Tessa Blanchard defeating Taya Valkyrie. Good match. I enjoyed that. I love Tessa, so.
I really don't understand why Tessa went to Impact. I can't be the only one confused by that. I don't know why you wouldn't go to WWE with that last name, but she's doing well. So also cool of Taya. I mean, they're both pretty damn solid workers, and they got a good match out of it.
Right, exactly. So I enjoyed it. Eddie Edwards and Tommy Dreamer defeated Moose and Killer Cross in a no disqualification tag team match. Moose is weird. He has a heel turn now, and it's like Nation of Domination Moose for some reason, which I don't understand.
I don't understand how Eddie Edwards is now like young Tommy Dreamer.
Right? Yeah, like what the hell?
I don't like it. It doesn't fit Eddie Edwards at all. And I know the whole storyline behind it was he got smacked in the face with Callahan and spiraled downhill and blah blah blah.
Right.
It's looking stupid because he's just such a puffball.
Right.
Looks like he's like the wrestling version of Kirby. How can you not like that guy? He's just smiley and goofy, and yeah, it's just weird. Fine, it was an okay match. I mean, it had some cool spots, but not as cool as this match though. This match was good.
Ohio versus Everything defeated Brian Cage, Phoenix, and Pentagon Jr. This is actually a match I missed.
This was just a good, fun, crazy 6-man tag match. This was when you could really tell how small the venue was because they tried to do brawling and crazy shit, and there was just nowhere for them to go. I think they went up
Phoenix
the ramp,
and Pentagon were on this one, huh?
Yep. Again, part of the exchange with Lucha Underground to have talent back and forth, kind of. Basically, it's just TNA begging Lucha to put talent on their pay-per-view. It was a good match. It's a good match. Kind of weird is that Sami Callihan and the Chris brothers are now all bald.
Which is kind of weird.
I did not know that, and they all look. Sami Callihan looks okay, just because he has such a weird head. But Dave and Jay Chris look like goobers.
Right.
But they're a damn good little tag team, man. I've always enjoyed whatever they were called again, dude. Ohio is for killers. There it is. God, that name is bad. Both those names are bad. No one gives a fuck about Ohio.
Nope, except for them.
How about this one?
Speaking of bad, holy shit, did we run out of ideas for hardcore matches? The Latin American Exchange, Santino Ortiz and Conan defeated the OGZ, Hernandez, Homicide, and King in a concrete jungle death match. Which all that meant was let's peel back all the stuff on the ring and then just leave the exposed boards and see how well this goes.
Oh, sweet Jesus, they didn't.
They absolutely did. And by the way, the exposed boards were not fastened to the ring at all.
Oh my God!
It was loose. They were basically standing on a platform of loose 2x4s.
Yep.
And it was, I gotta say, it was something to watch. Like, I was entertained the entire time just because I was just like, who's gonna fucking die? I assumed.
Oh my god!
I assumed also that the reason they did this because they knew that those boards were going to be loose and they were going to do some spots like with the metal like supports of the ring, but they didn't. I don't think they knew those boards were going to be loose, and they had to change some shit around.
They were like, "Oh, this ain't happening." Nope. It looked. And there was a whole lot of nope out of there.
Yeah, it looked massively unsafe. That said, they got a damn good match out of that, considering the environment. Just fun ass hardcore brawl, but whew, yeah, don't do that shit again, please.
Now I'm probably gonna have to watch this shit tonight. Jeez.
Yeah, it's one to watch just to see it because I've never seen anything like it. I will say that, but that's not always a good thing. I'd never seen anything like the Thunderdome cage, and then they did it, and then fucking Homicide hung up there for. Speaking of Homicide, man, he's been in some shitty TNA matches. Oh my god.
God damn it, Homicide! I used to love you. You used to be awesome. What are you doing? What are you doing?
And then finally, the main event.
Oh boy!
Which I think we've talked about basically as much.
Johnny Impact with Taya Valkyrie defeated Austin Aries with Killer Cross and Moose. Okay match, great match. Had a lot of fun with that.
What the fuck is that stable? Austin Aries, Killer Cross, and Moose. First of all, who is this Killer Cross guy? Well, yeah, I know, but who is this Killer Cross guy? Where did he come from? Does anyone know? He's on Lucha Underground too, but you don't know.
No clue.
Like nobody knows.
He used to work for AAA. Kevin, his real name is Kevin Arturo Geist. He is 33.
Dude, his real name is Kevin Geist? How the fuck do you have a work name when your name is Geist?
Right.
MD Geist, most dangerous.
He was a GFW guy, and he's on Lucha Underground. He's the White Rabbit on Lucha Underground.
And I thought Drugs Bunny was weird.
I love drugs.
That'd be who doesn't? That'd be a hell of a crossover, though.
Wouldn't it?
Yes, that would.
It would actually fit pretty damn well too. Yeah, that's apparently he must be working with Impact quite a bit now too, but just that stable is so fucking weird. Thank God it's dead. And congrats Johnny. This is his first. I love this line because I laughed out. His first world championship. Okay. Yeah, maybe in like 2014, 2015, you still could have said that, but not anymore, dude. Sorry. Deserves the recognition, but sorry, Johnny. It's your career went a different path. It's okay.
It's so weird because you could say that throughout the entirety of his path. You know, it's just like, oh yeah, your career took an entirely different path. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Overall, it was an okay show. It wasn't like, oh my god, this was terrible, or oh my god, this was great. It was just a show. But you know, the 900 people made it feel small. It definitely felt British. It definitely felt weird. I was very weirded out by this pay-per-view. Did anybody actually like it?
I'm not gonna lie, it was a fine enough show. Like, I was entertained for the majority of it. I definitely checked out in the main event. It was just not that good of a match until the finish, which was hilarious in all the wrong ways, and just another classic. Like, Impact, even when they try and get out of their own way, can't get out of their own way. It's their fucking curse. The company needs to die, and no one understands. They don't understand. It will never fucking work. If all you just kill the company, okay? done. It's over. It's like a corpse, dude. It is. We're in the spooky season. This company is a zombie from like 2014 that is still trying to do the same thing they did in 2014 and have success.
Right.
And this is where they're at. Like in 2014, they were running. I don't think it was the Hammerstein, but they were running a bigger ballroom, and it looked. Those TV tapings looked. They still looked like a big promotion to some degree. Now they look like a fucking shindy, the shindiest of shindies, dude.
Yep.
We're complete with that crap ending and the work shoot and the fucking terrible.
But you might be right because it's kind of funny the comparisons to like Revolution, because everybody says TNA has great wrestling now, but it's like any one of these promotions like Revolution where they have the rep for having good wrestling, but the average wrestling fan, they don't really stand out. It could be Rev Pro, it could be any of those British guys. Like, what sets them apart necessarily?
Not much. I mean, it's at the same time, it's like there's still this small, like, it's a super shindy feel to a certain extent, but like you can tell that people don't really care about it too much.
That's the thing, is they try to do the storyline stuff to kind of set it apart, but it almost always ends up being bad. Like, these goofy gimmick matches and bringing back stars from the past. That was kind of their MO for a decade.
I don't know. It's
I don't really know how you fix it other than getting like people that
you can't.
They've even got like Pentagon and guys that people are like really hot.
But the problem with guys like Pentagon and Phoenix and Willie Mack is that they don't stick around full time. They're there.
It's this company
basically for these big shows.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, of course.
Like the indie revolutions really kind of hurt TNA in the sense that
for sure
that's what they had, was that that was the place you saw Joe and AJ, and now you can see them pretty much everywhere.
Dude, the independent revolution hurt them on two fronts, especially in the UK. Think about how huge they were in the UK in like 2012, and now I don't think they would draw. I don't think they would like most of the UK promotions without draw them with a good card.
I just remember on this podcast, a bunch of us were yelling at the TV going, you should move to the UK. You should move to the UK and just have it be a thing. And they just didn't listen, basically.
Dude, we were right.
And we were so right.
In like 2013, they should have just moved the damn thing. They'd be number 3 right now.
They would be.
We are Nostradamus, the hand of fate. Oh, yeah.
Fuck, it didn't take crystal ball, dude. I don't need to read minds. Just need to look at the butts in the seats.
Right. All right. So let's move on here and go to the Dairy Queen drive-thru. This week with the ratings, it's going to be Yankum.
All right, this week in the ratings, Impact scored 183,000 viewers, down from 190,000. Raw scored 2.397 million viewers, up from 2.374 million. And SmackDown got 2.545 million, up 19.2%. From 2.135 million the previous week. That's it.
SmackDown beat Raw. How about them apples?
That's craziness.
Well,
it was a special
1,000.
It's pretty insane in my opinion. Birthdays, dog.
God, and what a special show it was. Let me tell you.
Right.
Yeah. Happy birthdays tomorrow to Tor Johnson, Pedro Godoy, and El Soberano. Then on the 20th to Ed Sharp and Ralph Berry. On the 21st to Lord Jonathan Boyd, to Kaufmak Torres, and also to Johnny Canuck. Then on the 22nd, happy birthday to Bad News Alan Goge. Also to Tom Jones. Goage? Goage?
No idea.
Fuck it. Also, happy birthdays on the 22nd to Tom Jones, to Tiger Khan, to Baron von Heisinger, to Reb Russell, to Jim McMillan, to Kenny Mayne, and also to Larry Croy. Then on the 23rd, happy birthdays to the French Angel, Maurice Tillet. Then also to Bob, it's probably Tiet, I don't fucking know. Also to Bob Langevin, Joe Pazendak, and also Joseph Bernard Payette. 24th, happy birthdays to the one and only Sweet Sapphire. Also to Robert and Maurice Grimbley, to Ray Duran, to Hal Kaner, and to Charo Agayo, and then also to Willie Gilzenberg. And then on the 25th, happy birthdays to Myron Bitsole, Rafael Contreras, and then Mishima Ota. Those names sucked. Those are the birthdays. Or I was just bad. I don't know. Happy birthday, all you peeps.
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega PR.
Yes, this week in wrestling history. Circa 1961, Mr. M defeats Hard-Boiled Haggerty in Minneapolis, Minnesota to win the AWA United States Heavyweight title. He would be the final champion as the title was abandoned a few months later. Jump to 1982, Bret Hart defeats Bad News Allen, aka Bad News Brown, in WWF. Stampede North American Heavyweight title for the 5th time in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And in 1985, Sherry Martel defeats Candy Devine in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada to win the AWA Women's World title for the 2nd time. And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
Happy trails. Happy trails this week to the friends and family of Dick Slater, who on October 17th succumbed to heart complications. So a somber happy trails to that family. And happy trails to Will Ospreay, who was injured at the October 4th Rev Pro show, hoping to be back in time for the November Osaka show. What should we watch this week in wrestling? Who do you think I'm going to call? That's right, it's you, Netchester.
I had a feeling, even though I technically had nothing. However, the new man on the block in LIJ on NJPW. I had not been familiar with his work in Dragon's Gate, and now that they're calling him the Dragon. But go take a good look at the last match of the first night of the junior heavyweight tag team tournament, because that was a pretty good match between Bushi and I'm gonna screw up his name. I know it. Somebody help me.
Who?
You there, Bueller?
We're here. We just don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, the new guy in LIJ. Okay, we'll just call him the Dragon. Bushi and the Dragon versus Sho and Yoa Roppongi 3K. That was a damn good match. I liked it. I think you should watch that match. Again, the main event of the first night of the junior heavyweight tournament.
Shingo Takagi.
Shingo, yes, Shingo the Dragon.
Shingo Takagi. Fuck.
Yeah.
Do names tonight, dude.
Shingo the Dragon.
Yank of DDS. What should we watch this week in wrestling?
That Tessa Blanchard versus Taya Valkyrie match was pretty good.
Yes. Samus Dog. What should we watch this week in wrestling?
Shit. I guess, man, you gotta see it just to see it. You gotta watch the Concrete Jungle Death match between Latin American Exchange and the OGs. Because they're the OG Latin American Exchange. Homicide Hernandez and fucking Eddie Edwards, I guess, was somehow in there, despite never wrestling for a major company until 2016. Kingston, yeah. Sorry. Fucking too many Eddies in one company.
And no doubt at the end of this match, you'll be going, oh, geez, I can't believe they all freaking survived it.
I thought for
like that.
sure someone was going to twist an angle or something. It looked, brutal, dude.
I'm going to tell you to watch So I really enjoy when WWE makes series about things that are outside of the WWE. So the Titus O'Neil, my mom had me when I was 11, YouTube video. If my parents, I raised the WWE superstar kind of thing. That was a good one. That was a really, really good one, and I totally recommend watching that. All right.
She had him when she was 11.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, to be honest.
But yeah, no.
No wonder he's so uncoordinated.
It's
God damn it.
It's a trip. Let's put it that way.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Ask me.
Did I ask you? No, I did not.
You did not.
Every week I fall for it when you ask me to be on this show.
Right. I'll make a BR go for it. What should we watch this week in wrestling?
Well, Tori Wilson was announced for the Battle Royal at
shit.
Evolution, the 50-woman Battle Royal, surely, since they only have like 3 other matches. Watched Tori Wilson versus Victoria on SmackDown from 2007. Forgot that she lasted that long. Also forgot that she had all those pearl necklaces in her.
Oh, God, the pearl necklaces.
I do remember the pearl necklaces. I didn't remember it was 2007 though.
Yeah, she was there quite a while because she joined 2002, and
Yep.
the Dawn Marie stuff happened in 2003.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Good times.
She was one of my favorite Playboy spreads. My favorite all time though is Maria, for sure. We'll have to do.
Redheads.
Well, we'll have to do a power ranking of the Playboy spreads at some point or another, but that's for another show.
China number 2, and then China number 1.
Right. Yes. No.
China number 1. China number 1.
Sable when she was like 20 years older. Not 20.
Okay, maybe we should stop.
So that's it. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comments. Check us out on Facebook, check out our Twitter, smarksnark.com. Thank you all very much for listening. And that's it for me.
Take care and spike the hair.
No.
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo,
No!
Woo. He's going to 205 Live.
He might as well be dead.
Good night, Phoenix, and I mean it.